And that kind of transitions into another question that I had, but I think you actually just answered it. So in a recent interview, you mentioned Flux is more secure than AWS because it's built on Bitcoin or built from Bitcoin. Can you elaborate on that more?
Well, let's face it. AWS has several surface areas for attack. They have several data centers. That's what they have. Flux is completely decentralized in the sense that it's much like Bitcoin. We're built on the most secure technology that we've ever had, and that is the Bitcoin network. So, our node network is structured so that the proof of work side is integrated with the node network side, so it's proof of use work across the board, and they're basically living symbiotically with that as well. The attack vectors are much thinner because we have a much more secure network, at least in my opinion. And I would say there's a lot of people that would agree with me that if Bitcoin was going to be hacked, it would have been hacked by now. The node network is always representing a challenge. We're always working on building out the best technology. So Flux IPFS, Flux Drive, Flux Cloud. Those are all products that are being built out to make sure that people can control their own data. Controlling your own data and maintaining your own data represents a challenge as well. It's only as secure as you make it. So you have to think about that. We can't babysit folks that deploy infrastructure on Flux. You have to be ready, and you have to make sure that you're locked down nice and tight. But from an infrastructure standpoint, I'll tell you right now, Flux has been going for 5 years. The chain has been going for 5 years. We've never been down. We lost 3/4 of our node, never went down. So, it's weird when somebody asks what's your downtime, and it's like, there isn't any, you know what I mean? Like, but now granted, I mean, it's, you got to think about it as, people deploy infrastructure. There could be blips in the radar. There could be, particular way they set up their servers and front ends, back ends, so on and so forth. So, we try to say it's like 99.5% uptime or something like that. But I mean, I think that's realistic. And I mean, it really comes down to, you got to remember, we're still running a disruptive technology. So if we bump you because an update came out, I'm sorry about that, but that's kind of what we're doing. So you guys have to be really engaged. We're not gonna be as rock solid as AWS, because we're building shit on top of it. AWS is doing it, a lot of maintaining and so on and so forth, but we're really disruptive technology. So I always tell people, if you're scared to have it down for a little bit, you might want to wait and keep it on Web 2 and then deploy it on Web 3 as kind of a load balancing scenario.
It's a good answer.